What's going on, Clashers? It is 13 from Faked Wargasm here with Tybo. Say hi, Tybo.
Hi, Tybo.
He did it. Anyways, we are speaking and talking about the Champions War League, the CWL. Week 1 is in the books, so we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the results and any potential upsets from that week and our predictions for Week 2. So, again, Tybo, what are your thoughts about the CWL? And you're well-known in the community. You talk to a lot of people. What's the chatter you're getting?
Well, I mean, stereotypical as this might sound, I mean, obviously CWL was a great idea. It's going to be very popular because of the way it was set up and structure. Chat, and Eric, whoever the other admins are that started it up, did an awesome job. It was a really cool idea. And I kind of wish that I could say that it was one of my ideas. Not for the fame or glory or whatever, but... Well, yeah, for the fame and glory.
Well, it's far from what we're doing it for, man. The community is pulled together so well. I love it.
You guys are different people. No, I'm joking. But yeah, no, seriously, it's a really good idea. Together, get some really top-notch board. Really figure out without having to really have justification for who's the best clan in the game today, because you got every one of the top-tier clans participating in this guy. So
that's for sure. All right, so what's up?
No, I was just gonna say, I think it's a great idea. So,
awesome.
Really.
Going back to what most members on, I think it was Twitter, decided was the War of the Week last week, which was Spartans Legacy versus North Watchers.
Yep.
Who would you have thought would have won that matchup? Did it go the way you would have thought?
I thought that I think Spartans Legacy, I did think that they'd end up pulling off the win. I mean, North Watchers is a great clan, and I agree that probably going into it, I would have agreed that was at least one of the top wars of the week. But I thought it would be, quite frankly, closer than it was. I know clans were struggling after the update with dips being a lot harder, and the game really changed a lot, right? Without having minors. And I know that North Watchers had some Beast 11 that used minors and really pulled off wars with minors. But I think they're through an adjustment time, and they'll get it back. They're an awesome group of people, awesome attackers. But yeah, I did think it would be closer. But looking at it, I really think that the War of the Week last week, from what I saw, was Terps WHF.
Yeah, Terps win big in WHF. That was a good war.
Yeah, I think they tied on stars 84-84, and on WHF pulled it off, but Terps win big really put their name out there, tying a clan with a huge name like WHF. Right.
I mean, that would probably be one of my top picks as well. For whatever reason, I didn't expect it to be that close. And you're right, Terps did bring the fire, man, and they tied it up there and definitely got their name out there in this Clan War League for sure.
Yeah, sure. I also think 100% Adults also gave Moral Thieves a good run for their money, and Moral Thieves has been really, I think they're going to come back as a top tier clan here coming up soon, because they've acquired a lot of good players, like some of the Fair Play guys from PD went over there and such. So I think in 100% Adults only lost by 2 to them. Right. So I think that they could be a sleeper pick in this one too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have them on our schedule later down the line here. So looking forward.
Don't take them lightly. I've had the pleasure of warring over them.
Nice. How long ago was that? Was that just recent?
Semi-recent. When I went on my tour, that was actually my first stop, and we actually wore Terps win big in that war, and we pulled off the victory. So they're certainly not a clan to be messed with. They got some beast attackers over there.
Nice. Now, without going through each one, do you see any in the results here? Do you see any upsets that that just shocked you? That's a good question, right?
I was kind of surprised to see 2 right here that I'm looking at here. Clantenable Bay.
That's the one I'm looking at.
Beat We Are Spartans.
Right.
By 3, which is like a decent score for a 30v30. And I was really expecting We Are Spartans to pull out the victory there, but Clantenable Bay they're proving that they're not a clan to be messed with either, with pulling off three star win over another top tier family clan. So yeah, that one. And then King Jeffrey over Buy Forever too. Buy Forever's a really solid squad. I've worked against them a bunch of times, so pulling off the victory against them is a pretty big deal as well.
Right, King Jeffrey for me is a sleeper. They're one of the. I want to put them up there as one of. It's hard to always say elite or best war clans. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But King Jeffrey is an awesome clan. A
Yeah.
lot of them they go kind of undercover, really, to be honest with you, because there's no drama or anything associated with them. I don't see them in any of the chats starting any drama or something, so it's kind of low key. But they're an awesome clan, and I look forward to seeing what they pull out for the rest of this season.
No, I agree. And also, I know One Hive's going through building stuff, and they have been since Jake retired or chose to retire. But their loss to Grand Machado kind of caught my eye as well. GWA, when I came into the fair play community and elite war community and such, they were a monster, right, with like One Hive and such.
Right.
And then they kind of I had a while, but win over one. Well, and they'll be a clan to compete with.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. I think what's funny is, again, like you said, when you first started, and I know you got into it prior to me, I had no idea who Greenwich Auto was. And then you kind of gave me the lowdown on them and who they were not too long ago, I think. And it's funny to see them come back and then take on One Hive and get that victory.
For sure.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of them, believe it or not, just by talking about the underdogs or ones we thought weren't going to pull off the victory. But taking it up to the top of our results there, we got Swarm and 3 Point Park. Yeah. And what a blowout to me, to be honest.
Oh, I know. I think like the Swarm must have put up a real good war, but I think 3 Point Park must have just had a rough one because they are a good clan.
Right.
In every clan. CWL is a good clan, but they must have just struggled at every town hall level. But I'm sure they'll bounce back in the next war. Looking at the schedule, they have 3 Point Park. They have We Are Spartans this week, so I'm sure that they'll be looking at for a bounce back war here and grabbing a win after that rough loss.
Yeah, that's for sure. I hope so. I hope even if they don't get the victory, bringing it a little closer on the score would be nice.
That's right, for sure.
Yeah, that definitely boosts morale even at that point. I know when we take on some tough war clans, if we even get close to the score or keep it fairly tight, it's just still a boost in morale.
Absolutely.
MT and 6 Schlitzes. Now I know you're gonna say you want the 6S to win because that's your old home clan.
I was actually I was on the MT side for that war.
Oh. No, shots fired.
So I mean, I was kind of cheering. I was kind of taking the neutral side there. I mean, I love the guys at 6. They're a great group of guys and all. But you got to cheer for the clan in. So I mean, I bluffed both attacks in that war, but that's irrelevant. And pulled off the victory, which is pretty cool. But both sides had actually really good wars. So
I don't think that's irrelevant. I think that's just normal.
Yeah.
I'm just teasing.
Something like that.
So, being in that war, what was the outcome and the difference in MT taking the victory? I didn't get a chance to look at all of it. I did post it on my YouTube channel. I went over there to MT and recorded some of the fresh hits and whatnot. But obviously, not being in the clan and seeing what was going on behind the scenes, what ended up being the difference there on that 1 star there?
Well, as you can see, it was very even, 11-1 for MT side. Our 9 pretty much straight up the middle. Like we were pretty much equal both sides. I think we were both required 1 or 2 dips on town hall 9s by 10s, which isn't bad in the state of the game right now. I mean, obviously it's ideal for you not to have any dips on town hall 9s needed. Right. But it's not really bad. I would say. I mean, lots of clans require them, so we kind of just did that. And then Town Hall 6 Schlitzes, I gotta give them credit, especially Chat. Chat was in that 11. Right. Their dips were on point on Town Hall 10s. They out-dipped us by a lot. But our 10v11s were were also on point. And I think that's we got some high percentage and Town Hall 10 versus 11 2-star attempts. We were very efficient with them, so we got lots of attacks left over to do those Town Hall 10v9 dips, and also have attacks left for Town Hall 10v10 triple attempts, and I might have got one or two. And I think that was the difference. Our Town Hall 10 v11 2-star attempts, as well as something funny that happened as well is we both matched, right, in the friendly war, right? And then after that, we random spin, and we matched them again.
Right, I saw it all over Twitter. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, we matched these guys
now,
again.
Was the breakdown the same? The weight was similar, or?
No, it was different. I can't exactly remember what it was, what the difference was, but I think one of our sides had a 111, and another side had like one or two more Town Hall 10s. I don't know what exactly it was, but MT spread the score a little bit more in that second match, but it was still a good fight.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's crazy. I saw that and I couldn't believe it. I thought that was hilarious. I thought it was like set up or something. Someone paid off 6 Schlitzes played off Supercell to make that match happen again. Rematch in the works.
Yes, that's right.
Now we talked about 100% adults already. Let's move on to Reddit Omega and Beast Mode. Reddit Omega pulling off nice spread there on Beast Mode, but me personally, not too familiar with Beast Mode. I think they're a German clan, correct?
Yeah, they are a German clan. I believe, I don't know if this is happening anymore, but are you familiar with the clan Kornfeld?
Yes.
I believe that they were sister clans or family clans at some point, but I'm not aware if they are anymore. I haven't seen Kornfeld's name a lot lately, if at all.
Right.
But yeah, I think that they're a solid clan. Kornfeld was one of the better German clans out there at one point. So
yeah, it's kind of weird putting them in Beast Mode. I think a newer clan to the scene, I'll say. And then their first war in the CWL, they get matched up with Reddit Omega. So
yeah, it's probably not a good entry point.
Right? So a tough war to get into it. But, always learn something from a loss. So I'm sure they took a lot of notes and will adjust next week. I think they have Just Clash Maui next week, which I think will be a little closer than them versus Reddit Omega. So
yeah,
hopefully they bounce back. And we talked about Clan Tanamo Bay, which was insane. King Jeffrey. Talked about the war of the week, and then North Remembers versus JCM.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which I'm surprised to be honest with you.
I'm kind of looking at it and thinking the same. I mean, Just Clash Maui is a really cool clan. They're EWA. They got status. They got some good clashers over there. But if I'm just looking, North Remembers, it's been a top tier clan for how long, and I'm surprised that they didn't put more of a star spread on Just Clash Maui.
Well, here's some news on Just Clash Maui that I heard, and it's funny because when I first started into the potlucks and whatnot, right, with Arctic Circle back in the day, we warred a clan called Matic, and Matic was a heavy hitting clan. I mean, they were really heavy. They just merged or became sisters with Just Clash Maui.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. So Just Clash Maui and Matic are now sisters, and I believe some of the Matic guys are on the JCM roster for this season. So
okay, I gotcha.
Potentially making them a big hitter in this league.
Because Matic, forget who they beat, but they beat a top tier war clan. I remember in a potluck one.
They were beating a lot.
Yeah, and they're badass, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that I know that, I certainly not underestimate Just Clash Maui. As you can see, they can put up with members. They can pretty much put up with anyone.
Right. And then looking down at the Powercock and Warwells matchup. Yeah. Warwells just snuck it off a little bit by 4 stars there.
Yeah, I mean that one pretty much went as I would expect. I know. But War Whales is just another tier above most. So they put up a good fight, I'm sure, at Powercock, but I don't think that War Whales will be a beast clan to take down in this.
Always, yeah. I think they were one of my picks to take it all the way to the end. So on their side, looking down the next one, and I'm not too familiar with Reddit Alchemy. And
Yep.
then One Hive Genesis, obviously the One Hive branding behind them, but really surprised to see that score because, like I said, I'm not very familiar with Reddit Alchemy. I know some of the Reddit clans, but Reddit Alchemy, that name's kind of new to me.
Yeah, Reddit Alchemy is a really solid clan. They were fair play for a while. They decided to go to the CWC community. This was pre, and then they came back fair play, and then they've got a lot of fair play names over there now. So I think that they're not a team to be underestimated either. I mean, I've said that word how many times tonight?
I know, but that's what I like about this league, and you could say it all you want, is because they have so much
every
potential.
Clan has a shot at winning. Yeah, every clan has a shot at winning.
Right,
I like that about this league.
Which is insane, yeah. And again, having the schedules is insane. I like knowing who's going to match up the next week. It's pretty fun, rather than just finding out on Twitter, because you're not behind the scenes seeing who's matching up. And then, all of a sudden, here comes the screenshots of who they decided to do an arranged war that weekend. We already know who's getting into it. So, now, obviously, my home clan, Faked Wargasm versus South Raiders.
Took the win.
Victory by percentage, which, to be honest, I expected more of my own clan. But it happens.
I did too, looking at it.
Again, you got to look at that new meta. I think a lot of these numbers that we're seeing have a lot to do with the update. So I think
absolutely
on this one here,
it's game changing.
Like our nines,
update,
right? Yeah, definitely for sure. Our nines did absolutely amazing. I think we ranked like number 3 in fresh hits, or percentage wise on a hit rate. And our nines, I got to give so much credit to them. They just brought it, man. But again, the failure to 10 versus 11 doubles and then 11 on 10 dips. I honestly think we failed 3 or 4 of those dips.
Yeah.
And
look.
What was that?
Looking at these results from the first week, I believe that it's exactly like what you said. It's all about how basically the clans that are doing well are the clans that are adjusting well to the update.
Right.
Because the update was game. So many clans use minors. These defensive buffs at Town Hall 11 are damage to Town Hall 10 double attempts. That 1 extra percent that would make it a double, they're not getting because of the new buffed up cannon, stuff like that.
Nah,
right?
Not even the cannons, man. It's my Teslas, I promise.
Yeah, Teslas are pretty nasty too.
Yeah, I just
those new ones kind of
just finished all of them.
I don't. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's basically the clans that are doing the best in that first week are the ones that are adjusting best to the update, because it was a game-changing update, and the game has it's a lot harder up top now, for sure.
Right. Then we got Midwinters and Bada Bing Clan.
Yeah,
I like that name. That was a close one. Yeah, I want to say both of them are pretty equally skilled as far as clans go, and what I've heard.
Yeah.
And that one could have went either way, in my opinion, man. Midwinter's pulling out by 1.
I'll say this right now. I have Midwinter's semi-finalist at least.
Nice. And that's scary. We have them in 2 weeks. Or 1 week. We have them in week 3.
Before the update, they were absolutely a fire streak. They are such a good clan. I know some of the attackers in there. They have got good 9s, good 10s, good 11s, and I think that they could take this if they get this new meta down pat, start putting up high star counts.
Right.
I think that they could take this all. That's my prediction right here. I got a few clans I'm gonna talk about that, but that one's coming up soon. But yeah, Winters might have this,
Right.
compete with like War Whales and North Remembers, Red Omega, stuff like that.
And then looking down right below them, TDK put a little bit of a hurting on your karaoke partner Rusty over at Dark Contingent.
Yeah. Yep. There's my other semi-finalist.
TDK?
Yeah, TDK.
Yeah, TDK is a good clan.
Yeah, they've been really good. I had the pleasure of being someone that recruited them into the EWA when I was affiliated with that, and they have been badass for so long. They're which is really surprising for the amount, like how chill they are and how much they joke around and troll and stuff.
Right.
But they take war seriously, man. They're good. Like, they're good.
And I think this is like one of the first events. Well, Potluck. We just started recently seeing DC and Potluck, and then coming over to the CWL.
Yeah.
I give them a lot of credit and hats off to them for making the jump and just pushing towards a more competitive war scene.
No, yeah, DC is an awesome clan. They've got awesome people as well. I feel like they'll be able to pull it together for these next weeks once they get their feet under them, and they'll be able to put up some pretty big scores against some of these top clans.
Either way, we look at it. Some of the people that are in this that are pushing now into a more competitive war scene, they're just going to get so much experience from it. So yeah, DC is going to take a lot out of this.
Exactly.
Brian. They're going to win. They're going to win. Period. You know what I mean?
I agree. They're going to come out of this a better clan than to it.
Right. And then our next, well, actually, we just searched. We're in prep day right now with Dark Looters taking on Crystal Warrior there.
Yeah, and, I got that.
I thought Crystal Warriors would pull it a little closer, but I don't know what's going on with their clan lately. I haven't been watching any of their recaps or paying attention to what they got going on with other clans, but I do hear their name quite often.
Yeah, when I was in MT, before the CWL war, we had a friendly war with Crystal Warrior.
Right.
And they ended up actually beating Mariana Trench by a star or two, I think.
Uh-huh.
And their top outperformed ours in that war, and I was really surprised to see this outcome. I think that they, like the other clans that might have struggled in these wars, just maybe Dark Looter spaces were just that good. I don't know, but I don't think that this is indicative of what Crystal Warrior will be able to accomplish in this.
And you know, it's funny, we talk about the new meta. If you go back through these scores, a lot of them seem low for 30v30.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree.
Like, I remember, you know, like you said, with the minors and stuff, I remember getting up 86, 87, 88.
Yep. That too, when we were the Town Hall 11 duo.
I think that's what the problem is. You need to come back to fake.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Town Hall 11 might not be so hot for me anymore. Actually, I did like things aside from minor.
You did like what?
Off the point. I did like things other than mine.
Right. Yeah, that is true. I would always say. I think I was always suggesting I'm gonna do this with minors or whatever, and you're like, just watch, and then you'd come back out with some crazy air attack. So yeah.
Yeah, it didn't always work though, as shown by my attacks.
Without going through the whole next week's schedule, because obviously that will turn it into a very long YouTube video, and my voice gets boring after a while. So, looking at week 2, just going through it. Go ahead and take some time, look through it. What war in week 2 are you most interested in watching that you think is going to be the powerhouse war? And I know you're going to have to take some time to look.
Can I say more than one?
Sure, you can say whatever you want.
Okay. Well, right off the bat, I see
Reddit Omega North remembers, yeah.
I know that you guys talking about how within the CWL that's going to be the war of the week, like Spartan's Legacy and North Watchers was last week. But those are two heavyweight clans
right
against each other, and they've got some of the best attackers in the whole game, and I think that war is just going to be pure skill versus pure skill, and whoever can put. It's not going to be skill that wins the war. It's going to be whoever can put it together as a team better.
Right.
I think Spartan's Legacy versus really solid as well.
Okay. I know mine too. I just went through the whole list real quick.
Yeah.
And
Spartan's Legacy versus Immoral Thieves is going to be solid. Immoral Thieves has got a lot of new members that are really good. And Spartan's Legacy, we all know how good they are as well.
Right.
Faked Wargasm versus Dark Looters. I see an upset by Faked Wargasm coming.
Are you saying that because we're talking?
Would I say that to you? No, you're trash. But no, I see. Fake's beast, man. I mean, I think Dark Looters is a top clan as well. But they did go 100% on dips.
I know. We did a lot of work this week. Hosted a 11v10 dip session, and what that did was also allow our 10s to really work on base building. So we were able to knock out quite a few base building stuff. You know that we also picked up some of the guys from PD as well. So Faked Wargasms, I don't know. I'm feeling pretty good about our chances here.
Okay, yeah, and then I'm looking at 2 other wars. So those are 4th wars probably. The 3rd and 4th wars to watch this week. Mm-hmm. Then I'll give you my second one. My second war to watch this week.
Okay.
The Dark Knight War Whales.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to be a war to watch. But I still got one ahead of that. I mean, Dark Knights, I've already talked about them. I've already praised them. They've warred before. They tied 115-15 the last time, I believe. And War Whales won on percentage. So the Dark Knights, they're going to be hungry for the victory.
Right.
And then my final war of the week is Midwinters versus WHF.
Yeah, that's going to be a biggie for me.
Midwinters is a bunch of Midwinters, a bunch of ex-WHF members. That's how they were formed. And I believe that Midwinters is going to be out for blood and wanting to win to show some of their old clan mates who's daddy.
Right.
And I just think like if there was any war that was going to be streamed, I'd be watching that one. I hope it is streamed. Cotton will probably do something.
Right. Yeah. I believe Powerbang should be streaming as well.
Yeah, that will be an exciting war to watch. Are you TDK War Whales? Is that yours?
Yeah, I was going to say TDK War Whales for sure. Yeah. And I got one more which you did not mention, and the reason why is because, again, seems like a silent clan that's coming up that I'm really interested in following is King Jeffrey and Mariana Trench.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm really interested. I think that's going to be a very solid war. I think they're both evenly matched, so that's what I like about that there.
Yeah, that's cool, dude. I agree. I think that's going to be a war to watch as well.
Yeah, so them, and then next week I'm just worried about winning next week. We have Midwinters, and the reason why is it's division. That's the division week.
Oh, yeah?
So I believe division matches are going to make a big difference when it comes down to running it down to the end of the season for, finals. So if we're thinking about anything, it's definitely winning those division matches.
Yeah, no, I agree though, man. Is a clan not to be messed with. They are guys. They've got some great attackers.
Yeah, Midwinters. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see how well they do this season.
Me as well. Cool, man. Well, that was it. Wanted to hang out and chat with my buddy Tybo, and almost talk like we're talking about football, even though we're talking about Clash of Clans, which is pretty interesting. A little different, right?
Yeah.
My computer here, my PC is making noises, so we're gonna have
I'm waiting to see Sean from Faked Wargasms Hail Mary pass to finish off some games.
Can you imagine, right? So yeah, cool, man. Tybo, appreciate it a lot, man. Thank you for taking time for hopping on here and speaking with me over it and giving your opinions on it. Yeah, man, appreciate it, dude.
Of course, Buttercup.
All right, you take care, Pumpkin.
Yeah, later.
We fell out of love like shooting stars, came crashing down, and we're building back.